Talking Red, Tuesday, can only mean one thing, me and the gorgeous Kevin Walsh.
Hello.
Here we are, 20th of August, nearly September.
The kids go back to school soon.
Yes! And Liverpool head towards the weekend, looking towards the third game of the Premier League campaign when it seems like Madrid was only yesterday, but who knew? Bit of a quiet one this week. We'll start with Mo Salah. Some coverage attributed to him this morning, which in isolation might seem a little bit weird, but he's come out and he's been effusive about Liverpool and how happy he is. He loves the fans, he loves the city, he's happy at the club, wants to stay here forever. And if you just come out with it randomly, you think, well, where's this come from?
Yeah.
But it's actually off the back of the elder brother Grimm has said, Gary Neville, in between losing his shit again over Manchester United, which is always brilliant, basically came out and said, he expects Liverpool not to do so. But it's the effect of he doesn't expect Liverpool to do so well this year, and that Mo Salah is definitely going to leave.
To be honest, when he said it, I thought, there's the first sign that it probably is more of a thing. Because in my own head, I've been thinking along the lines of, you can see a pathway where it does happen. And I'm not necessarily just saying it at Mo Salah's behest either. I think maybe the club, I said it on a show yesterday, we've got 3 strikers probably worth 200 million a piece if you sold them, any one of them, on their own. I can't see the club letting it get to a stage in 4 years' time where there's £600 million worth of talent that is just aged to a point where it's, do you know what I mean? Like, I know that's it's treating it like an asset rather than a human being and a player, but effectively that's how the club's run, isn't it? So it's good to see Mo come out and say, listen, I love it here, and I love the fans, I love the city, because why wouldn't he at the moment? He's flying in his football, and he's a god in Egypt, and that's amazing. But he's come over here now, and my kids now see a picture of Mo Salah at 3 and 5, and they're amazed by just the pictures of him. The thought of them actually getting to see him, it's unbelievable. I
mean, to be Machiavellian about it, we've spent the last, 10, 15 years worrying about signing players, them suddenly getting a higher profile, and us clinging on to them, and them wanting to leave, where there might be an aspect that with that condition to look at it that way, maybe we're not thinking about it, as you said, the other way, in so much as the club might look at it and go, all right, 2 or 3 years down the line, notwithstanding Ronaldo going for 100 million at 33, 34, might look at it and go, well, okay, all right, well, it actually suits us. Yeah. Contingency planning, future-proofing, etc., etc. I'm not saying this is going to happen, by the way, and, God forbid it doesn't, especially if he keeps turning up the numbers, but it's nice to have a sense of control of these matters. Yeah,
definitely, and I think that comes from the fact that we've got a talismanic manager, isn't it? If you've got a manager who you think, well, maybe he's going to want to go somewhere else in a couple of years, or maybe what his tactics aren't working, but with Klopp, we've got a manager who's come in. He's come into a club that wasn't in disarray in relative terms, but in football terms for Liverpool, it was in disarray, and we'd obviously had the near miss in 13-14, and the club was falling apart. There was no structures behind the scenes even. On the pitch, it was a nightmare because everyone else was a nightmare. Klopp started with a great foundation and built it up from there, and we're now European champions. I think we're looking at a 100-point season this year, more than likely. I think if rumours are to be believed, I don't know whether we've started the rumours to be totally honest, but we're looking probably going to go massive next summer on a superstar, be that Mbappe or maybe Jadon Sancho is probably a more realistic expectation here. But we've got players. Sadio Mane's come out and said how much he loves it here. Roberto Firmino's one the other day, but the one that I loved the most, he said, I never thought I'd be loved anywhere the way I'm loved at Liverpool. And I think that shows A, how humble he is, but B, how much he is loved in Liverpool.
Talking about Firmino and cautionary tales, his mate over at Barcelona, Coutinho, I mean, maybe that's affecting our current players, I think, and where, players are supposed to go into bigger and better things, and it hasn't necessarily turned out that way. Not just Coutinho, by the way, Emre Can.
Emre, to be fair, you're right in saying it's a cautionary tale, and I think that probably works in our favour for the likes of Mo Salah, because he's looking at it thinking, this thing about what people say about you leave here, and it doesn't, you go on to another club just to become another player. But
didn't the manager say,
they'll build you a statue here, and the likes of Mo Salah, listen, he's only been here for 2 seasons. The likelihood is if he stays for another 2, he'll be our top ever goal scorer in European competitions. He's going to be, I think he's already in the top 20 or top 30 of our all-time goal scorers. It's bananas when you consider he's probably going to score another 30 goals this year. It works in our favour that the likes of Coutinho was gone to Barcelona, and he was our best player at the time, no doubt about it, for 150 million, and he's now, we've basically turned him down for a loan move back 18 months later, and he's gone to Bayern Munich. I think that says a lot about where we've gone as a club. And listen, for Emre Can, I know some people liked him. He was never a loss for me from the moments he went.
Oh, no, I understand that, but there was this thing where there was a sense where he thought he was almost bigger than the club.
Well, as I've always said, he'll never be as good as he thinks he is in his own head.
Well, I mean, on that, Klopp has been asked about Coutinho, and he basically come out and said, sounds a bit strange, but we couldn't afford it. We've already spent that cash that we got for him. The coach stripped us to goal. We were reluctant to hand them over. Barcelona forced us with money, so to speak. And then goes on to say how the move to Bayern makes sense for him, that he's a great lad, and letting him down gently, Kev. I
think that's exactly what it is, because obviously, listen, I'm not saying we've got a Coutinho-shaped hole in the squad, but we started to buy Nabil Fekir last year and didn't. We haven't gone for anybody this year. So whether we've just adapted and we now don't need that dinky number 10 little magician player and we want someone a little bit more rugged in that role, maybe that's what it is. We've obviously got Naby Keita in there who's potentially that player, but I think is struggling to get...
Chamberlain's there as well.
Well, Chamberlain is the one that makes most sense to me to go on and become the player behind the front three, because he's got all the attributes to do it. He played really well against Southampton the other day, but also as long as his body holds up, he's a big, powerful lad, isn't he? And I think we need that a little bit more than we need the dangerous. On Coutinho's move, there's rumours that it was going to cost us 40 million quid for one season. That's insanity. We're never going to pay that.
James Pearce wrote in The Athletic today, it featured that detail. He was basically saying the package would have cost Liverpool in the region of 40 million quid, where it's been announced, it made me laugh, to Bayern Munich. We can't, Mel Reddy tweeted the other day, in terms of the deal, we can't talk about it, and within 5 minutes Barcelona going, oh yeah, no, it's 8.5 million, they're paying his wages. But it looks like they tried to hoodwink Liverpool a little bit, and Barcelona panicked a bit, and Bayern have got the deal through. But James Pearce in the article goes on to say, and he's obviously, I don't know where he's had the briefing, but we all know about sourced he is, saying there was discussions at Liverpool, and you know, it was like, I think it boiled down to the fact that, right, if it's going to cost us this much, is he going to get in the team every week? And the answer to that question, apparently in the article, was, well, no.
Well, I think that's fair enough, but there's
so can you afford to spend that amount, a £250,000 a week on a player who's not starting every week?
Well, that's the thing, it's probably even more than that. He's probably on £300,000 a week at Barcelona, I would have thought. So he comes in, and again, we've had the discussion regarding the Mbappe deal. It's £300,000 a week for a player who's walked out on us. So he's therefore on probably, what, £50,000 a week more than the next nearest player. Is that going to cause issues in the dressing room? And if it is, you've got to weigh these things up with the things that he brings on the pitch, which you undoubtedly would have, against the harmony in the squad, which means we become more than the sum of our parts, especially when you're in games where you need to dog it out and battle and everyone's got to have each other's backs. If you've got a squad harmony like we've got now, you don't want to risk that for a player who's already made a fool of you, basically.
And there's also the shared responsibility aspect. I mean, there was sometimes a sense of, I mean, I remember going to West Ham away with you to Upton Park a couple of years ago, and we got battered. And basically, the Liverpool's tactic seemed to be, I'll give it to Coutinho, see if he can do something, because I can't be asked.
Well, I don't even...
No, I can't be helping with that, dog. He was the only one who could.
He loved the responsibility of that. Yeah. Sometimes it went too far. I think he'd have to come in, if he was to come into the current Liverpool team, as a cog in the machine, whereas he was the main man at the time. To be fair to him as well, I think it's forgotten how good he was for Liverpool. He was an absolutely wonderful go and look at his highlights reel from his Liverpool time, and his passing, his goals. That one at Old Trafford in the UEFA Cup will live long in the memory. And listen, he's a great player. And
the longest celebration ever.
Yeah, well, it lasted for about 2 hours, didn't it? Which was fantastic. I think he'd be a valuable member of the squad if he would have come back. But I think the reasoning behind him not coming back speaks for itself.
Talking about ex-Liverpool players, Daniel Sturridge has arrived in Turkey looks like he's going to sign for Trabzonspor. You came up with a cracker before when we were talking about it. I totally forgot about this.
Kevin Campbell going over there, being a success. I wish he'd have stayed over there, because he kept Everton up when he come back from them, didn't he? Which was a bit of a nightmare that season. But yeah, good luck to Daniel Sturridge. I think he's going over there. He's probably the best player in the league, as long as his body allows him to be. And I think this will be the move that proves whether he's got the hunger and the desire to continue with a career, or whether he'll probably be retired in a couple of years. And I hope that he goes on to prove people wrong, because I think everyone's written him off. It
could spark something, and goes over there for the season, has a good season, then maybe spends a year. It's a brave move for me. I think it's a brave move for him. I'm sure he had options in the Premier League. Well, he must have had, and I know there was an option in the Middle East that he could have taken up. But he's chosen to expand his horizons.
I wouldn't mind betting there was an offer from America as well, or an offer.
That's what I thought he'd end up. I thought he'd go to the MLS.
I think the MLS probably, if he wants to go and just sort of see out his career, would have been a perfect move for him. It's a bit of a slower pace. It's not as intense. Players like him generally tend to be a success over there.
He's got a house over there already.
Exactly. So maybe
he was worried about his dog.
Yeah, poor Daniel's dog. But yeah, good luck to him over in Turkey.
Yeah, fantastic. So that's pretty much it for today. Regular shows as usual, all the belters, all the big hits. We are also talking about the Anfield Wrap. We have a live show this Saturday before Arsenal on air in the Canes Brewery where we've been before. Lovely boss venue. Doors at 12. Show starts at 1:45. Plenty of time to kick off. Go in, get a bevy, have a laugh. Tickets are £7. It's over 18s only. And you can get tickets either via C-Tickets or go to www.theanfieldwrap.com/tour live. Deliver like Ant and Deck there, lad.
Look at that, you smashed it.
Telling you, man.
Absolutely smashed it.
And all ticket money from the gig is going to a local charity. So yeah, get down there, get in, and come and see us and say hello and have a pint. Is right up the Reds.